Hello everybody! Well, I was busy making an awesome video all about Twilight Sparkle and how she's really been getting the short shrift this season. We've gotten 20 episodes, not one episode centering on Twilight Sparkle. Arguably, she's been the central character of this entire show up until this point. But then last weekend happened, and we got an awesome episode. See my review if you don't believe me. And now I feel like I've done all this work for this video for almost nothing, and now the rumor mill's coming around. Spoiler alert. As predicted, the last two episodes of the season look like they're going to be focusing laser-like on Twilight Sparkle, and all the stuff I bitch about in this video, about how she's now a princess, she's going to be doing some princessy things, supposedly. I can't wait to see it. But here's this video I made bitching about the lack of Twilight Sparkle. I think I still make a lot of great points, and I think the amount of Twilight Sparkle in this season has been very small compared to prior seasons. And the amount of Applejack and Apple Family has just exponentially gotten larger. Applejack used to be such a small part of the show, people used to make fun of her for never appearing on any episodes. They used to complain, but now it's like too much apples, what the hell? See my other review about that. I don't know what to do now. I guess I'm just gonna edit the rest of this video, not try too hard. It might be shitty editing, but who cares? At least I got my new Derps stuffed animal to help me out through this tragic time. So I guess that's something. Even though I really don't like this Funrise crap, but hey. A Derp stuffed animal, what the hell are you gonna do? As you can see, I like Twilight Sparkle a little bit. Derpy's got a good place. You know, to help me feel better. I don't know why I would need to feel better. I mean, after all, I've been wanting more Twilight. I've got a little McDonald's toy. I thought maybe if I open up this toy pony, everything would be right as rain, I believe it is. You know, by the time you're done opening up this pony, everything's gonna be right as rain. Let's see what I got here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's vinyl scratch right there. Yeah. I guess that can go up on the old shelf of... Should I call it the shelf of shame? Or the shelf of pony. I like pony shelf better. There we go. There we go. I don't know if it's up there. I didn't care about framing this shit, man. Enjoy! Twilight Sparkle. She has been best pony since I started watching My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. What I wanted to talk about today was Alicorn Princess Twilight Sparkle, and specifically her treatment so far in Season 4. What I loved about prior seasons were the episodes that focused on Twilight. Episodes like Lesson Zero were wonderful, fun episodes where you got to really see the problems that Twilight was going through, and they were just wonderful episodes. But even the main 6 episodes, where Twilight, sort of as the de facto leader of the main 6, would play a prominent role, even those episodes were pretty good episodes. I mean, I gotta say, even though Twilight is best pony, I love all the ponies, all the main 6. It took me a while to warm up to Rarity and Applejack, but now I love them just as much as everyone else, you know? I mean, they might be on the low end of the totem pole still, but I gotta say, I mean, they're great ponies. I take any one of the main 6 over any character from any other TV show, especially cartoon, any day of the week. Of course, Twilight Sparkle is hooves and shoulders above the rest. Season 3 ends, and we find out this huge transformation that Twilight Sparkle has gone through. Twilight is now an Alicorn princess. So not only did her corporeal form change to be that of an Alicorn, but, and I'll leave it to others to discuss whether or not her little spells actually killed her and it was like a teleporter. That was an interesting video, by the way. You should watch it if you haven't already. She's also been coronated as a princess of Equestria. I mean, this is a pretty major distinction. She was already sort of a princess by marriage, if you could consider her brother having married a princess. But now, I mean, she really is an Alicorn princess, and she was crowned in the end of Season 3. So it was more than just the wings. If it was just the wings, you know, there wouldn't be so much to talk about. But I mean, you know, like most little girl shows, she's a fucking princess, okay? And I was against it from the beginning. I did eventually grow to like it. It did take actually watching Equestria Girls, the first 5 or 10 minutes of the show, for me to begin to accept Twilight as an Alicorn princess, and to accept that she wasn't fundamentally different. She was still the same Twilight that I had grown to love. After Equestria Girls, I began to really look forward to season 4 and the treatment that they would make of this new paradigm in the show. And I was looking forward to watching those episodes that would surely come to center on Twilight and her struggles with these new responsibilities potentially, or what even expositions, what her new responsibilities are as a fucking princess, or what it's like to have wings, you know? I mean, that's a huge fucking change, you know? The Pegasi do so much in Equestria with their wings, you know? Part of being a Pegasus, and I assume an Alicorn, is being able to manipulate clouds, to be able to go up to Cloudsdale whenever you want. There's so many angles you could attack this whole Alicorn princess thing from. And I gotta say, I was really looking forward to it in season 4, but I've been severely disappointed. This is the one thing about season 4, as I've stated before, that I have been very disappointed about, and that is that there really haven't been yet any major episodes centered around Twilight Sparkle. I'm even assuming at this point, I haven't really looked ahead at all the episode titles that get released on Equestria Daily, but I've got to assume that even the episode that will come out towards the end of the season where she finally gets her special key, even that episode is probably going to be a main 6 episode, and I wouldn't be surprised if they hook in the whole opening of the box into that episode, because I'm sure she'll be the last one to get her key. I can't really think of a single episode this season that's been centered on Twilight. It's almost like she's become this character sitting out in the ether that the ponies sometimes go to when they're going through their struggles for advice. And I understand, I mean, she is a fucking princess, but she's still Twilight Sparkle. She still has her faults. She is nowhere near perfect. Even Luna was never near perfect. Of course, Celestia is not near perfect. So I was expecting more from her. I was expecting to have more of those moments like we've experienced in prior seasons with Twilight. But she's almost become like this orbiting character that is seldom even centered on. Even in the few main 6 episodes we've had this season, there's been a couple. And then there's been those weird episodes where the main 6 are just tagging along. Daring Don't, Castlemania, Power Ponies, Bats. A lot of these early episodes, and even Rarity Takes Manhattan to some extent. Even Rainbow Falls, oh my gosh. So many of these episodes have had the main 6 front and center for much of the episode, even though the episode really did focus on a single character. With the exception of maybe Power Ponies, which was more of a spiky episode, but really there wasn't a whole lot of spike in it, thankfully. Even in these episodes, though, Twilight doesn't play much of a role. She's sort of in the background. She doesn't step up and do anything. It's just, there's hardly any Twilight time. Even in Twilight time, which the title of the episode had me so excited when it aired. But guess what? Twilight time is more of a CMC time. I've been very disappointed at the lack of Twilight Sparkle episodes this season. And I've been disappointed with the way they've been treating her transformation. She's no longer... We haven't even really seen the whole her learning to fly.
You gotta really flap them hard.
Yeah, they touched on it a little at the beginning in the first couple episodes. And then there was that funny little thing where Spike put on the seatbelt and the plane took off. Twilight plane service took off. And I mean, that was kind of funny, but they never really touched on that. And since the first opener 2 episodes, we haven't even seen what her whole thing about being a princess is. You know, I gotta say I was excited in Castlemania, and then again a couple episodes later in Power Ponies, when we spent so much time in this castle of the 2 sisters. My headcanon started to say, well, we're going to see Twilight is obviously renovating that castle, as you did see. So perhaps what's going to happen down the line is Twilight's gonna end up moving in there. She's gonna end up making that shit a fucking castle, Ponyville. And it's going to be the Everfree Castle, and it's going to be a place where magic of friendship will thrive, and it's going to become this wonderful castle where Princess Twilight Sparkle will rule from, and it'll be right next to Ponyville so she can be with all of her friends, and everything will be so fucking awesome with Equestria World. But that hasn't really been revisited since those first couple episodes. We've seen none of it since then, and very little of Twilight. So that's really what I've been wanting to bitch about, is where the fuck's Twilight? I mean, there are so many stories we could be telling about her struggles, about her accomplishments, about what it's like to live with this huge transformation, how her life has changed. changed. How her friends are treating her differently, which, again, we saw a little bit in the opener. But I thought that you could really explore that further, and I guess you could say we also saw it a little bit in Twilight time. So yeah, I've just been really disappointed at the lack of Twilight Sparkle. And I really am worried that, as some people have theorized, she's just going to become more and more of a background pony. They're sort of like Princess Celestia and Princess Luna to Linda Hoof when the need arises. And I'm really hoping that those people who say that stuff are wrong, but I gotta say I wouldn't be surprised if they were right at this point. MLP show writers, why you no write for Twilight Sparkle anymore?